I was just more like so shocked that he's broke. So to me, that's what it looks like when you owe the devil money. They make you dress funny. They take all your jewelry away. And then they make you do what they say. You can't tell me when you were 30 that you wanted to be 60 with this stupid ass hairstyle.
Sitting there and mocking an alleged special needs child when you have special needs kids, that doesn't sound very mature to me. You're watching a man that is ducking his involvement in some very nefarious and nasty things.
Anytime Jay wants to battle on the stage, I will personally destroy him.
Jay-Z's diss at the Roots Picnic this past weekend is doing exactly what I said it would do. Shifting some negative attention around his name and ruffling some feathers along the way. Let's talk about it. Over the past few years, Jay-Z has been hit with allegations by a few big names. His approach for the most part has always been stand silent amidst allegations. But a few days ago, he broke that silence. And the moment he did, everything shifted. Not only did the average person not expect the Jay-Z retaliation, but I'm starting to think that some of the people making these claims weren't exactly prepared for one either. Anyway, I'm Jay with the Beard. Consider hitting like, subscribe, and joining the tribe if you're new here. Leave a comment letting me know that you sub so I can personally welcome you to the gang. Dame Dash recently did an interview with The Art of Dialogue, speaking about what Jay-Z said about him.
Another one fumbled his, wonder how I get the blade. Niggas' teeth is tumbling out their mouth, and somehow I'm the one who done it. It's a murder mystery game.
If I'm being honest, the approach that Dame takes just make him look like a man with no game plan and acting off impulse. The angle he took right out the gate has a lot of people scratching their heads.
Contrary to what everyone may believe, I really still look at Jay as my brother. And I know Jay. And I was like, all these years, just even amongst my crew, we would be like, he ain't gonna never say nothing until he's broke. So he hasn't said anything for 20 years. And I'm like, damn, I hope he's not broke. Because he said something. It was whack. It was like a joke. But it was an old joke. He used my lyrics. So I started to be like, he's not, like, I would prefer the version of Jay that would have said something more clever. And that's not the version of Jay that I would have ever signed. And I felt bad because I was like, it must be embarrassing for him to now have to be on that stage, not the same version of himself, and still have to work at that age because he has to.
Now, I am standing on neutral grounds, okay? I have no dog in the fight, so take what I'm about to say with a grain of salt. But this just gives me major, I want to do something, but I just don't know what to do vibes. I think Dame decided he needed to respond, but I don't think that Dame knew exactly what he wanted to say. Because throughout this interview, it just seems like somebody who is like throwing cooked spaghetti at the wall, hoping that one string sticks. I don't think even Jay-Z's biggest haters are accusing him of financial hardship or being forced to pick up gigs because he's broke. That's just not a narrative anybody's buying, if we're being honest. So then he switches gears and he goes to Jay-Z's style. Now, this is one thing that's been buzzing around the internet. People are asking the question, what is wrong with Jay-Z's hair? He claims that Jay-Z's hairstyle is a wig, which was honestly one of the most unexpected, funny parts of the interview. Apparently, a lot of people on the internet are saying the same thing. I guess people didn't realize that you can comb out locks. But if it isn't obvious, Dame is an old school Harlem dude who's pretty much stuck in the 90s when it comes to fashion. So honestly, his take on Jay-Z's outfit and hairstyle is not surprising. But me personally, I feel like Jay-Z's hairstyle fitted perfectly with the theme of the Roots Picnic. Roots Picnic? I mean, bro, whatever. But yeah, I don't feel like there's nothing wrong with Jay-Z wearing an afro. You know, black people wear afros. So I like the representation.
And then I'm like, damn, like, like, why are you trying to make people look like at the outline of you and not directly at you? Why do they keep putting you in these funny hairstyles? And we're like, who is it? What version of this would have sold in 19, if Jay would have came out in that stupid ass hairstyle with them dull clothes with nothing shiny in 90, in 2096 when we were coming out, would that have been the one that you would have been a fan of? And I don't know how he gets out of going from a dread to an afro in a day without patches and nothing. Like, was it to hide horns? So to me, that's what it looks like when you owe the devil money. They make you dress funny. They take all your jewelry away. And then they make you do what they say. You can't tell me when you were 30 that you wanted to be 60 with this stupid ass hairstyle, beefing with niggas that you know are gonna get at you all day long.
I honestly like the representation of the afro. I like what it symbolizes. Maybe people don't like it on Jay-Z. And then claims get worse. At some point in the interview, Dame claims that he's a better rapper and businessman.
Anytime Jay wants to battle on the stage, I will personally destroy him. Anytime he wants to do a fashion line, I'll destroy him. Pause. Anytime he wants to make a movie, I will destroy him. Any television show or docuseries or book, I will destroy him. Pause. Like, it's not even close.
Now I know this is the part where people are gonna accuse me of picking sides. Look, I already told you, I am straight up neutral in this thing. I have no dog in the fight. I'm not defending Jay, I'm not defending Dame. All I'm saying is, do we really believe Jay-Z is broke? Or that Dame Dash is a better rapper? At this point, Jay-Z wearing an afro wig is a more believable claim. The fact that Dame did all this work trying to convince the audience and the interviewer to believe things that he don't even believe is when it became obvious to me that Jay-Z got under his skin. Instead of coming back with something more strategic, Dame responded emotionally and started firing from the hip. I feel like the interview was something Dame probably should have waited to do. I feel like he rushed in and didn't have a clear angle. Now, Jaguar Wright would also do an interview, and she was asked during this interview how she felt about what Jay-Z said about her.
Like, it was crazy. Like, people were sending messages the whole day trying to get a response out of me. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not responding. There's nothing to respond to. I'm not there. I don't want to be there. I'm not going to help promote something that I don't even agree with. Like, the simple fact that this dude was able to make it to Philadelphia and run his mouth on stage for a concert, but he wasn't able to make it to Washington, D.C. to answer a few questions down there in Congress about why his name is mentioned in the Epstein files and the manner in which it was being mentioned. That was another thing that really bothered me, that really pissed me off in that bullshit freestyle when he was talking about how MAGA is his ops. How? How is MAGA your op? It's MAGA that cleaned up the appearance of your CEO and her husband.
So from listening to this, it sounds like Jaguar Wright is just basically sticking to her same game plan. Whenever she's talking, bro, I just take everything with a grain of salt. It feels like she's doing the Orlando Browns method most of the times, but I do feel like some of the stuff that she's saying is based off her experience and knowledge in the industry. And I always kind of question these type of people because it feels like when they're no longer in the room, then they feel more inclined to speak on things that they probably should have spoken on a long time ago. I see a lot of people point out the hypocrisy on Jay-Z's recent statement on how hip-hop beef is something that we should move away from. People are saying, how could he say that and then go ignite a beef with so many people? I ask myself, how much of this is him actually just responding rather than igniting? But anyway, these are just my thoughts about the situation. Let me know how you feel down in the comments. Is Jay-Z getting under these people's skin, or are they making points that I'm just not acknowledging? If you stuck around this long, you're already part of the gang now. Drop a hype of your own mobile, and I'll catch you on the next one.